the spring. So tell us about the work you've been doing, and then a whole bunch of new faces that came in after that spring.
Yeah, so a testament to the work the guys have put in. We laid a plan, we laid a foundation on what it looks like, but in order for them to change their bodies, they got to do a whole lot in the building, but then even more outside of the building. So really excited about the guys that have just come in, the guys who've changed from the spring.
How is what Coach Walters wanted you to do different than what Coach Odom wants you to do? Has the program changed a lot?
Focusing right now on this year, right? With Coach Odom, I understand exactly what the plan is, and we've talked about that since January. Whatever this program is exactly what Coach Odom wants it to look like. So our training philosophies, a lot of things are similar, right? We train the way we train, but at the same time, what Coach Odom wants it to look like is what it's going to look like.
Can you give us any specifics?
Right now, not diving into too deep into it, but the guys have welcomed the changes that we've made.
You just mentioned a lot of lifting, like in-season lifting into the fall. Is that throughout your career? Is that something that you've emphasized? Is that something that from coach to coach there's a different philosophy there?
Yes, sir. I believe throughout my career and just the way I've come up in strength and conditioning, you want to be the strongest when you're playing people. Being very strong in February is cool, but you're not playing anybody right there. You want to make sure that as the season progresses, your team gets more strong, more flexible, faster. So the better that you are at gaining strength throughout the season, I believe the better your team will be.
What was the summer program then? Like, what were you emphasizing this summer as you transitioned from spring to then being ready for this?
Yes, sir. So the goal from the beginning was to get the team ready to play winning football. What does that look like? First day of camp, the team's ready to go and compete and, fly around and play ball. Goal 2 was to build the team, right? So you get so many guys from so many different places. It has to be a level of camaraderie. The greatest team sport, in my opinion, right? You got a bunch of new guys. How fast can we become a bonded team? So did a few things throughout the summer, having guys train with certain guys that they may not know, things like that. And I also believe families and teams are built through hard, right? So there were elements of this summer that you had to dig down deep in, maybe not just in yourself, but in the guy next to you. So that was huge for us. And then the third, and this is where we really took a big step, the physical and mental capabilities of the guys, right? Every guy on this team has a genetic ceiling. My job and my staff's job is to get them as close to that genetic ceiling as possible. And then the mentality is when you think you can't go anymore, there's always a little bit more. So pushing them right to that edge.
What is CJ Madden's genetic ceiling?
It's a freak show, right? So he came here, he was 240 something pounds, he's 275 right now, and just the work that he's put in, right? He's a high genetic, high adapter, so it's on us to make sure that we tap into that.
As far as the camaraderie, is that something that you can see improve kind of day by day throughout the summer? And
yes, sir.
Camp?
It's something that has to happen organic, right? I can talk about it, coaches can talk about it, but when guys are going through training and day after day and in the locker room together, you start to see different guys talking to different guys, coming in for extra. You start to see guys that are from a different college and then a high school kid, and they're hanging out. So you start to see that cultivate over time.
Coach Odom talked last week about the health of this team. And I know football is a sport where there's a lot of injuries, but how much of that kind of reflects on what you do with these guys to, give them the strength, the flexibility to go out there and be able to handle the grind of football?
Yes, sir. So they play, we love a very violent game, right? We have to prepare them to go do that at a high level. I don't take credit for that. It's things that we can control. It's also things that we can't control. The things that we can control, we want to stay on the front end of all that. The flexibility, the mobility, making sure the strength is there, making sure their bodies have adapted to new stimulus and things of that sort. So I'm not going to stand here and take credit for that. It's a lot of things we can't control. Things we can control, we want to get out in front of that.
Was there anybody in particular that really stepped up over the summer and either answered what you wanted from them individually, or was stepped in a leadership way?
Yes, sir. You have a plethora of guys, just some guys, as I think about it, Amari Branch, what he's done with his body since getting here, and he's always been an athletic guy, but getting stronger has been one of the big things for him, and he's done a great job of it. Tony Grimes, you have some offensive linemen, St. John, what he's done with his body since he's got here. Chops, when the defensive lineman, since he's got here. You go down the list. It's Stu Sterling Smith. You have Manny Powell. I will always miss guys when I go down this way, but there's a plethora of guys, and you have guys up 20 pounds. You have guys down in fat mass. It's been very impressive what the young men have done.
Good.